My dude, you just look beat. You tired? You got your orangutan there with you? Huh, buddy? You just passed out there. You just look so tired. Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. I'm getting ready to take a shower and get to bed. I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog how I was like, oh, I'm taking a shower early, like at least so that I can, like, you know, just take the shower, like take my shower early, because then I tend to procrastinate. And so it actually, I feel like, worked out kind of well. However, tonight I didn't really entirely have that option because I was in the middle of working on something and I was like, I'm just not going to finish until I'm like, you know, or just like stop, go and take a shower until I'm done. So then I ended up finishing. So now I'm going to go and take a shower, which is kind of late. It's later than I would have liked, but like I said, that actually kind of worked out well yet for me, or better, I guess, for me yesterday, just because I felt like I was ready to go to bed as soon as I was just finished up with like the things that I still needed to do, which were things that, again, too, if I was like, I'm really tired, I don't have to get them done. You know, if I was like, once I come out of the shower and I'm just like, oh, I'm just tired, I won't finish those tonight, versus, again, too, it was like I was still gonna finish editing another vlog, I think, or something like that. I was working on something. And so it was like something, again, too, where it was like, I don't have to finish this if I don't need to, but I still needed to finish my grocery list. So I was working on that. Well, not actually Meijer or Walmart, because that's where we're going tomorrow and I already have that stuff done. I was working on my other one, but again, too, since I was right in the middle of it, I don't want to wait until tomorrow, just because I know that I'm going to the grocery stores, the other two. I don't want to wait to have to finish that later and then, you know, have no time like tomorrow to be able to do it, which I should still have time, or on Friday because of the football game. So just because of that, I was like, I'm just gonna, again, you know, not press my luck in case things come up or whatever, just to try and get it done for today. So again, that's sort of like what my plan was for today, was to get that, you know, kind of done before I ended up going and taking a shower. However, guys, it's so weird. The last 2 nights now, it has been raining. Well, I told you guys how 2 nights ago, well, in the morning, I guess, actually, the rain woke me up. Last night, too, when I was starting to fall asleep, it started raining again. And like the weird thing is that it might be a little cloudy like throughout the day, but it's not like it won't rain like during the day almost at all. Today though, it did a little bit. Like very, very short, and I actually didn't know what it was. I kind of just thought that it was like somebody making noise outside, and then I looked and I was like, is there rain coming down? I was like, I can't tell. But no, it was raining a little bit today, but like it was raining yesterday too when I was trying to fall asleep, which is like the weird thing. It just seems like it's raining mostly at night. But it's actually kind of cool out, like, and today, I think tomorrow's supposed to be kind of cool as well. Friday's kind of supposed to get warm, and then we're supposed to be back kind of like in the 80s, and it's supposed to stay like that, I think, through like the weekend and then the whole rest of the week. Then by next weekend, it looks like we're supposed to get some rain, and it's supposed to drop down into the 60s, which is like finally fall weather. And here's the thing, guys, I'm really scared. I don't want it to be like, oh, really hot weather in like September, which again, too, like, you know, I mean, it's the end of September, it's the last week of September, but I don't want it to be like, oh, it's really warm through September, and then in, you know, like October, we're not going to get any fall weather. It's just going to go straight to like being cold and snowing and like, you know, all kinds of other crazy stuff. You know, where it's like not like that, or it'll stay really warm still in October. We'll still be in like the 70s and 80s, and then it will just go straight into being winter, and like we won't get any fall weather. Like, I want some fall weather. Although again, too, I'm not really complaining because I like the warm weather. I like for it to be warm out. It's so weird though. I just kind of feel like summer just kind of got away from me. Like, okay, not entirely, like, because of all of our projects, again, and stuff like that that's been going on upstairs, and our windows being replaced, like all that kind of stuff. Again, that was a one-day project, but just like knowing that we still had to get that done, and like knowing we had to get like furniture moved around after, again, too, all of our furniture that's upstairs is now downstairs, and we're trying to find more room to get furniture moved, like Jack's bed and all Jack's furniture out of his room so that they could get in to do the window and the back door and like all that kind of stuff. And so again, we were in a, you know, like I said, a predicament and all of that, but just because of all of the construction stuff that's been going on over the summer and everything that we've had to do too, like all of the, we had to do the insulation, we had to build walls upstairs, we had to just do a lot of stuff. And because of that, we didn't spend a lot of time outside this summer. But like we didn't have a bonfire this summer. I mean, that has nothing to do really with like construction projects or anything like that. That's just like we didn't. And also too, we don't, like, a lot of times we tend to do like bonfires again more in the fall when it's actually cool enough out to kind of need a bonfire. Like if it's still 70, 80 degrees in, you know, July, it's too hot to do a bonfire. And also too, we were in that really, really dry, like that drought for a really long time. So that probably also wasn't a really good idea. But at the same time too, like we didn't do some of our outside things that we normally do in the summer. You know, like me and Jack, I think the first week we got the deck set up, me and Jack sat outside like one night and we were like, oh, like we should do this every night in summer, and I don't think we ended up doing it again. So like, and I know I sat outside to watch the birds, but then I don't really do that anymore. And but like the thing was too is that, again, this was only a couple of weeks ago though, but when they did the window, one of the windows upstairs, there was, like, we had to move stuff around so that they could get to the window, sliding glass door. When they ended up doing that too, we had to move everything like kind of off the deck or to one side of the deck. So like everything that was nice and set up out there all kind of never like got reset back up. Looked very nice again. It's just kind of been like a jumbled hot mess back there. And so like, again, they're like, even to the garden, like haven't kept up with that very much either, as much as I think I would have wanted to. Like I was really good at the beginning of the year, and then I got not so good at the like midway through through the year. But again too, that's why like there wasn't a lot of time too, like, because I want to get our like pavers or path put down in between our garden beds. I really wanted to do that because there's a bunch of grass there and it's really hard to kind of keep it like tamed, and Jack has to go through there with a weed whacker and a lawnmower and like all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of pain, like, and I wanted to keep all of like, you know, again, like do paving stones like along and make it like a path there. That was my goal to do, but we weren't able to get that project done this summer because, again too, we were doing all the upstairs projects. And you know, again, there was other projects we haven't been able to get done this year because of doing upstairs stuff. So like working outside, we didn't really get to do any of that stuff. You know, like, again too, I spent a lot of time out in the garage last year, just like either helping my dad like organize the garage or like getting, you know, just doing whatever outside, you know, like that kind of stuff. Just spent a lot of time outside last summer, and like this summer it's just been a lot of like inside, like cooped up inside, you know, getting electrical work done upstairs, and you know, again, putting insulation in, and you know, like doing, again to doing the floors upstairs, all that kind of stuff. Is just, we've done, again, everything has been inside. And the thing that stinks is that, I think I was telling you guys too, some of the projects we did upstairs, it was hotter in the upstairs in the room because we have no air conditioning up there right now. We have no electric up there right now, no overhead lighting. Like our outlets are in, but there's, again too, not even in because we have to wait for our drywaller. So which I believe he's coming at the start of this week to look this like stuff over, whatever, and then I think the following week he'll be coming out. So we're waiting on that. So hopefully we can get that done fairly quickly. I think he's giving us the estimate of how much drywall we need to get, and I don't know if we're going to pick that up or he's going to pick that up or exactly what's going on. But I think that's why he was coming back out, because originally when he gave us like the first quote and estimate and all that kind of stuff was when the room looked a lot different, and then we ended up adding walls, and we ended up, you know, adding a whole extra, you know, small space to the attic. So there's a lot of stuff that we ended up adding. So I'm sure that, again, everything has changed since we first had him out to come and look at everything. And then we kind of told him like, we're planning on doing this, and he's like, okay, well, we'll probably need this much. But then again too, like I said, I know the little expansion that we did into the attic, that was not planned. That we ended up completely just doing on our own. So and was not like, you know, we weren't originally planning on doing that. We just ended up doing it because we need a little more room. But back to the part about it being so hot upstairs, that there was some days where it was hotter in the attic than it or the upstairs than it actually was outside, just because all the hot air just compressed in the room and got, you know, again, stuck in the room, and there's nowhere for it to go, and it's not getting blown out. There's really, you know, the windows might be open, but there's not much of a breeze, so it's just like all the hot air is just staying up in the top of the house, and it was hot. Like I said, there was a couple days where I was like, I'd rather be outside, like working outside on the asphalt driveway, which is black and boiling hot in the summertime. I'd rather be out there like gardening and stuff like that along the driveway or something like that than I would have been upstairs because of how hot it was. Like I said, those couple days, I know when I was doing the floor upstairs, it was like probably 90 plus degrees upstairs, whereas it was probably like 80 degrees outside and breezy, you know, so I'd much rather be outside than stuck upstairs with no moving air and it being like 90 degrees. So like I said, I just like looking back on it, I'm like, summer's kind of over, and like although I'm like clinging to like it's still warm outside kind of thing, I'm like, no, like, you know, again, everybody's back at school, like, you know, and it's summertime. It's like almost October right now. You know, it's going to be very quickly, and that's like fall. That's fall weather. Like the leaves are changing on the trees, however, it's still warm outside. And so I guess there's just, like I said, some of that, me wanting it to still be summer and the weather's still feeling like summer, but it's really not. I guess my biggest thing is, like I said, I just don't want it to be like this, where it's like, again, it's hot, it's warm out, it's, you know, like, you know, 70s, 80 degrees and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it going to being where it's like 60s, 50s and cold and rainy, and then some days turns into like sleet or snow, or we have frost and, you know, like all that kind of stuff before we even get to the fall weather, because I'm not like, you know, I don't want to say that's what happened last year, but like there's been years like that where it just goes from like hot weather to like freezing cold weather, and we don't get like fall. So, and you know, again, maybe we'll get like a day or two. Like we had like I think when they came to put the windows in, like that week was cold, and then it got warm again, and so it was like those 2 weeks, like I was telling you guys during football, when we were me and my mom were freezing cold, and the last 2 games were like really, really warm out. Well, this last game, and I guess the game this week's game will probably be pretty warm too, but even the prior week it was cold out, but it was the during the day it was really hot, and so then, but then as soon as the sun went down it got cool. But like last week was actually really warm, and like I was actually like what I wore last week too was like perfect for the temperature, because it wasn't too cold and it wasn't too hot, and so I feel like that just worked out really well for like temperature wise. But anyways, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.